I know how you feel, man. Making a CV is so much trouble. Which is why, in the description below is Christina's free CV template. All you gotta do is click the link to download it. Was this ad necessary? Probably not. So guys, I have worked for over 6 years as a designer. Most recently, I was a designer for Landmark Group and then I was design manager at Myntra.com. In this video, I'm going to talk about the CV tips that worked best for me. I'm going to show you the CV template that helped me bag those jobs. So let's begin. First and foremost, your CV needs to have a well-defined structure and format. Now, I have a CV template here which I have used for years. It has 6 main sections, and these are the only sections that you will need to show. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, I know you are probably thinking, whoa, this is not a creative or colorful or graphical CV at all. And yes, you are right. It is deliberately made as simple and black and white as possible. Here's why. Firstly, you don't need to make your CV look like it is a pseudo portfolio. Your actual portfolio is for that, not your CV. Secondly, when you add all the colors and graphics and borders and stuff to your CV, all it is going to do is distract your recruiter from seeing what he needs to see, which is where you studied and what CGPA you got, what experience you've gained, and any other keywords and metrics that make you a suitable candidate. He has only 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds, to quickly run through your CV and figure out if you should get shortlisted or not. So my honest advice is to leave out the drama. Keep your CV basic and clean. Thirdly, most companies today have an ATS, or an application tracking system, which is basically a software that will act as a filter, analyzing every CV submitted and forwarding only the most relevant qualified candidates to the hiring manager. Now, this software needs to detect the relevant keywords in your CV. But if your CV comes with graphics and borders and text on colored backgrounds, the ATS is not going to process your CV very well. It could misplace your skills and education, and it might just not shortlist your CV at all. Which is why today it is even more important to play it safe and go the traditional, simple black and white way of making a CV. Now let's begin with the 6 sections that your CV needs. The first section is a personal details section right on top. In this section, begin by listing your name like a heading at the very center on top. Below it, list your email, phone number, current location, LinkedIn profile, and a link to your portfolio. Your name at the top can be in a bigger font, but the lines below it, along with the rest of your CV, needs to be in a 10 to 12 size font. Now, a few things to note here. Make sure your email ID sounds professional. Do not put sweetiecutiehottie@gmail.com. If you do not have a clear and professional email ID, you definitely need to create one, and it has to be as simple as christina.joseph@gmail.com. About your current location, just put Bangalore, India. Regarding your portfolio link, use a professional website like Behance to upload your projects. Link the same here. The second section is the profile or description section. This section is a quick summary on you, what you have studied, and what you have worked as. The wording needs to be strong, error-free, and grammatically correct. Limit the entire write-up to 2, maybe maximum 3 sentences. The third section is your experience section. This is where you elevator pitch yourself. Start with your current or latest job at the top. For each job experience subsection that you are going to list, begin with a bold starting line that includes the company name followed by the position you hold, both on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, list the month and the year that you worked there. There is no need to list the exact date. If you are still working there, simply list present. At the center, state the city and the country. In the lines that follow, use bullet points to state your major roles and responsibilities, because bullet points are a great way to draw someone's attention to something that you want to highlight. In this bit, do not write everything that you have undertaken. Instead, write shorter phrases that are packed with keywords. As a designer, your first phrase should start with a summary that goes like this. spearheading the design for lifestyle, athleisure, activewear, and sports categories for women's wear and menswear for the seasons Spring-Summer 2021 to Autumn-Winter 2022. That one sentence will give the reader a clear idea on exactly what you designed, for which categories, and exactly how many seasons. In the next lines, you can elaborate your role a bit more, but make sure to include important fashion designer keywords like trend research, PLM uploads, fit sessions, range design, concept development, tech pack making, etc. Now, apart from the main keywords, you also need to communicate what exactly you accomplished at this job. So, on at least 2 lines, add any defined statistics, data, or metrics that show that you made a clear impact for the company. The fourth section is your education section, and we start with your latest education at the top. Each education or course that you list should be in a similar format to the job experience section. It needs to start with a bold starting line again that states the course you did on the left-hand side, followed by the years that you studied it on the right side. On the next line, you list the name of your college and the city you studied it in on the left-hand side, and on the right side, you list the grade that you achieved. Then in the lines after this, you can list the subjects that you studied. Additionally, this is where you list any awards you received, any scholarships you got, any competitions you won, etc. Your fifth section is your skill set section. So if you are applying to a corporate company, your hard skills need to be Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, and Microsoft Office. If you are applying to work under another designer, then also list pattern making, garment construction, draping, etc. Your soft skills need to be good communication, problem solving, teamwork, trend research, and time management. Also, when you list skills, do not put this bar graph kind of thing, guys. It's a very unclear way of stating what you do and do not know. It is far too subjective and nobody knows who is grading you. If your bar is filled all the way to the top, it looks like you're showing off or overestimating yourself. But if you are not filling it all the way to the top, you are selling yourself short and your recruiter is going to think that you are not that good. So leave out the bar graph altogether. Your last section is where you simply list your portfolio. And that is all, guys. You don't need anything more in your CV. Now, apart from that, I have 10 more points which you should definitely take into consideration. Firstly, how long should your CV be? The general rule is that if you have 5 years of experience or more, you are allowed to stretch your CV out to 2 pages. But if you are a fresher and hold less than 5 years of experience, do not go beyond a single page. I have more than 6 years of experience and my CV is still just 1 page. Secondly, when you are done with your CV, make sure that it is saved in a PDF format, not any other format. Your PDF also needs to be named in this way: Christina Joseph CV. Thirdly, for fonts that you use in your CV, use simple generic fonts. Don't use anything overly stylized or calligraphic. I have simply used Calibri in regular. My fourth point is regarding photographs and whether you need one. I personally would not add a photograph, but if you decide to put one on your CV, make sure that it is a proper one. Put up a simple, clear photo with a neat background, but if it is too much trouble, just skip putting the photo altogether. My fifth point is probably the most important point that I will state in this video. Your CV needs to be tailored to every job that you are applying for. Guys, this is something that I had no idea of when I just started out. But when I started doing this, it was a game changer for me. So the first way of doing this is look carefully at the job description posted online. Look at the keywords listed in them. Then add those keywords into your CV. In that way, your CV will start to match the job description. Another plus point to doing this is if your company is using an ATS, there is a much higher chance of the software shortlisting your CV because the keywords that you have in your CV matched the job description. Apart from that, there is another way of doing this. For example, if you come across an assistant designer position at an activewear company, then your resume needs to be tuned to bring out anything that you have done that could be relevant to this position. Maybe specify that at one of your jobs, you worked on polyester or nylon, which are active wear fabrics. Similarly, if you are applying for a women's Indo-Western designer role, then I would remove the statements on activewear and instead highlight that maybe my final collection in college was Indo-Western themed. So make sure that every CV you create is customized to the job that you are applying for. Sixth, do not make CVs in this format, guys, with this big black bar at the side. It looks neat, but it is such a waste of space. Stick to a well-spaced out format instead, with everything contained within one page as much as you can. Seventh, do not list your Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or YouTube accounts unless it is a social media related post that you are applying for, where your 50,000 followers maybe will help you get the job. Eighth, do not write more than 5 points for each education and experience subsection, aka do not attempt information stuffing. If you do this, you run the risk of your keywords completely getting lost in your CV and your HR will completely miss out on them. Ninth, preferably do not have a hobbies and interest section, simply because most people who have one put too many random things on there. These will make you sound more unprofessional than relatable. So the better option is just to leave it out. 10th, add proper punctuation. Add commas, colons, hyphens wherever needed and periods or full stop at the end of each sentence. So that is all, guys. Those are my resume writing tips. I hope it was useful, and here's wishing you good luck with any jobs that you are applying for. All the best, guys. I will see you next week.